Hello again, YouTube. It's Whoopy. That's how my name is pronounced. If you guys didn't know, again, this time I got a Terran versus Zerg. I'm used to saying TvZ. Anyway, Terran versus Zerg. It's ImpoZzible. That's two Z's in the center as the red Zerg, and then I am Whoopy, the blue Terran. I'm trying to get back into 1 versus 1s because I had fought my way through the team ladder because I wanted to get out of Silver League. So now I'm Platinum in I think 4 versus 4. In 3 versus 3 I am like rank 17 silver. I'm just stuck there because my teammates suck every game. But anyway, 2 versus 2 I'm rank gold, and in 1 versus 1 I'm in rank gold. So now I'm trying to move my 1 versus 1 rank up to platinum, and then I will try to do the same for my team ladder stats. Anyway, so as usual, you scout the map. I just so happened to catch him while he was expanding. Now I'm gonna back it up just a little bit, or maybe a little bit more. When the hatchery is still being morphed in, vision is maybe 2. I think vision may be 2 from the center there. So Zerg can't see anything around the hatchery until it pops out. So I'm right here building a bunker, and he doesn't see this until right when the bunker completes. So I'm in luck. Now I do have a Marine on the way. He's walking. There he is. There he is. While my SCV is annoying him in his base, so he wasn't even probably wasn't paying attention. I don't know what that was. A little hiccup in my video card, I guess. Anyway. So he probably wasn't paying attention. Now he did do the right thing. ImpoZzible did drop down a spine crawler. Now these are pretty much the counter for the bunker build versus the expansion. So another thing you could do is drop a Reaper in here, which will do 30 damage a shot to the hatchery, but I decided to go with Marines. Now if this spine crawler was a little closer, it will outrange the bunker if I'm not mistaken. I think it has a range of 7, yeah. And units inside the bunker, Marines would have a range of 6. Because they get 1+ range from the bunker. Now I'm just going to annoy the Zerg player with my Marine here. So attack the spine crawler, attack the Zerglings. What I really want to do is take out these overlords to limit his supply now that his hatchery is gone. So he lost 300 minerals right there. And now that the hatchery is gone, I'm going to move away. That's the early pressure that you want to put on Zerg. Always don't just let them expand, because once Zerg expands, literally they swarm Terran because they can, really, because they can. So while I was harassing, you know, I'm continuing with my build. I'm now supply locked, so I should have thought about that. But I am building a supply depot over here on the right. Now I do have a small force. I'm going to try to move into the front here. This is where I probably should have waited, because my siege tech and stem aren't quite finished. I thought that by the time my units walked down there that they would be pretty much complete, and they weren't. So I think there was another hiccup with my video card. This is the first video that this is started happening in. Anyway, so while these two upgrades are in production, I'm going to walk around the defense, because the static defense. Now I don't know if you guys caught that, but I took my Marauder. While I'm walking around, I noticed the banelings being morphed in. You always want to pay attention. When the banelings are morphing in, they're going to literally destroy infantry, and that's a ton of them. But you want to take an armored unit and let the armored unit take the damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that Marauder and walk him directly into the banelings. Now had I not done that, they probably would have taken out all of my units here. Now the Queen is an essential unit for Zerg because she provides the larva, so taking her out was a plus. I want to take out this baneling nest to prevent any more for right now. I thought I would be able to, but I didn't have stem, so I wasn't able to stem up, and my stem tech just completed. But it's too late now. I lost that force of units. So the Zerg player is still in this game because he's got 2 hatcheries, he's still got a Queen, he can produce larvae. I didn't harm his drones, which I should have. If I would have brought a Hellion along, I would have. Now this time I'm going through with a Hellion. Now I didn't stop production from my home base, so never do that. That's a no-no. Now at this point in the game, I know his Baneling nest survived. There's another hiccup. I'm gonna have to find out what that is. I think I have too many programs running. But anyway, I know his Baneling nest survived, so I need to either attack extremely soon to prevent too many Banelings from coming at me, or I need to try to get back around there and kill it off. But I don't know what he has in his base yet, so I'm just going to do a little test right here with this army. Now at the same time, I'm building another barracks. I'm going to expand here in a moment. I do have my siege tech upgrade this time, and I do have stem. So if I can get around his defenses, I can take out that Baneling nest, which is my objective right now. But I know he's going to have a swarm of Zerglings or Banelings because it's taken me so long to get back over here. And Zerglings, like, even though they're light units, look at how much damage they do. They took out the tank, a couple Marauders. But they're weak, but they survived. Snipe off that Baneling. Don't even let him try to get near units. The splash damage is just way too hard. It's very hard to dodge. So now, objective completed, while still producing units here at home. Now I'm getting into some drones. I got around his defenses because I observed his base setup, and now I'm able to attack the drones, which I don't think I got many kills. Let's see. I got some. I mean, he's plus he's down in expansion. Not too bad. I've got 18, 19. I should have way more than that, but because I wanted to put on that early pressure, I cut some of my SCV production. Now right here is where I expected a counter, but obviously he knows that I've got units back home. And my siege tanks are going to really help. Even though in this patch they now do 35 damage to light, they can still one-shot a Zergling. And then the splash damage will damage the Zerglings around it. But anyway, I'm at a point to where I know he's probably just massing up Banelings because I know he's going to rebuild that nest. So I'm not sure what to do. I'm going to expect a big Zergling swarm, so what I'm going to do to prevent a loss here, I'm going to bunker up my expansion, get my expansion going, and continue producing units. Now the Zerg, let me hide this. Oop. Now the Zerg player is a very good Zerg player, I gotta admit that. He knew what to do in the situations of when I had the bunker set up on his expansion. He's got 2 hatcheries inside his base for double production, which, I mean, that's huge. Zerg can rebuild their drones. I'm pretty sure he's going to surpass me here in a moment. Yeah. So I'm going to hit the fast forward button here. So this is where I'm going to prepare for a Zergling swarm and a Baneling swarm, because I know that's probably what's going to happen. I've seen Banelings completely switch a game around, so I want some medevacs. I'm going to want armored units. Armored units, the only thing that can withstand... Oh, I lost my SCV. The only thing that can withstand the Baneling splash damage. Another thing you want to do is prevent the Zerg player from expanding around the map. So I have my Hellion, my Marines, constantly checking expansions. And now I have a Viking. Now the Viking can serve 2 purposes. He can scout the map, he can scout the base, and a third purpose. And you always want to take down spare overlords. I don't care if you find them. And this is where I saw a load of Banelings. Like, that is a ridiculous amount of Banelings. That's because they're cheap too. Now the Zerg player has been spending his resources extremely well. He's keeping below 400, which isn't bad. But I want to keep him supply locked as well, so I have Vikings attacking from both angles. Because once I send my armored units into those Banelings, I don't want them to be able to produce more right off the bat, because that that would be bad. Because I think they do, yeah, they do 35 damage to light and 20 damage to, oh, 20 damage to armored units. Excuse that, that was my fiance. Anyway, I'm gonna have to reply to her in a moment. Anyway, so like this small squad would just get wiped out, no problem. And then he could possibly Zergling rush me and take out my expansion or something, and I don't want that to happen because Zerg is tricky. I'm going to set up these supply depots around the perimeter so I can see if he tries a Nidus Worm. It's another thing you gotta look out for. And I have these in case of mutas, but I see that he's on limited resources because he's on one base, and my Vikings help me spot the Hydralisk Den. So now I'm about ready to move in. At the same time, I'm going to expand just in case, because if he takes out this expansion, I need to have a spare one already in production, because I'm running out at the home base. I do a scan and I spot these spine crawlers, so you want to take them out and run away, because I know, like, yeah, man, he's a ton of Banelings. Jesus, look at that, 21 of them in production. See, if I wouldn't have scouted his base and seen those Banelings, I probably would get wiped out right now. I've got my Thor on the way. I've got my infantry are upgraded, and I'm trying to get the level 2 armor upgrade, but I don't want to wait too long, so I'm going to go ahead and go in. Now right here, I'm going to pick up some units and drop them on the high ground, because those Banelings, yeah, Banelings took out almost every infantry unit I had right there. And had I had any more in there, they could have died as well. So be careful of that when you're fighting Zerg, and just keep the early pressure on. I mean, that's a good solid strategy. I'm going to attack early, and there's all kinds of scenarios. Reapers are extremely popular. The bunker at the expansion, if you catch it in production in time, that's popular. And eventually you'll want to switch to mech because of Banelings and Zerglings. But anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like my videos, and if you have any suggestions, please feel free to email them to me. My email is on my YouTube channel homepage. Yeah, thanks for watching.